Welcome to our midweek message. Thank you so much for taking the time and the opportunity to stop and to listen, to ponder, perhaps to be encouraged. I'm Pastor Reed, coming to you from First Baptist Church of Olathe. I want to talk to you, kind of continue the thought that we developed in our sermon on Sunday. Sunday, we looked at the second sign found in the Gospel of John, found in John 4, 43 through 54. In that story, an official from Capernaum heard that Jesus had come again to Cana in Galilee. And he had been in Cana when Jesus performed the first sign, that of turning water into wine. His son was ill, and his son was ill to the point of death, and so this man was in a state of desperation, desiring someone to help him with his son, his only son, who he believed was about to die. The man had to face this question of, do I stay here in case he does die and be able to say my final goodbyes, or do I make the 14-mile, 5 to 7 hour journey to Cana? Well, he decided to make the journey, and I get it. I think there's desperation, that something outside of himself is needed. There is hope that somebody there, that this Jesus can do something about it. And there's at least a little bit of faith that gets him to move, to take the journey. And as he arrives there, he finds Jesus, and he says to Jesus, "Come quickly. My son is going to die. I need you to come with me." And Jesus is a little bit, honestly, he makes some comments that are not so, that honestly are kind of weird and how they fit in that space. But what he says is, unless you see signs, you won't believe. And that, hold on to that thought for just a second. So, but ultimately, he hears the man's question or request, and Jesus simply says to him, "Go, your son will live." And so this man begins the journey. It's been a full day. He begins the journey back home. This 14-mile, 5 to 7 hour journey back home, wondering if Jesus has indeed brought life to his son. And as he's coming down into Capernaum, after going over a mountain range, his household servants come and meet him. And they tell him, your son's going to live. He's going to have life. And the father is just like, when did this happen? And they told him that it happened, in the afternoon, the prior day. And he's like, that's exactly when I spoke to Jesus. And so he goes home, and he believes, as he sees his son, and his whole household believes, from his household servants to his wife, and perhaps other family members. The whole household believes. And what we came to was this truth that the man's journey towards and with Jesus, during this journey, his faith grew and matured to the place where he was willing to share his story with others. And here's the deal. I know so many followers of Jesus who don't understand that they have a story to tell. But I want to encourage us that whatever your story is, whether you think it's boring or exciting, it's a story to tell. And it's not just your story. It's God's story. And the interesting thing is that Jesus tells him and the community there that they won't believe unless they see signs. But I want to tell you that that's still true. You what God has done in our life is a sign for people who are struggling to believe. And so here's the thing. When you share Jesus, it's not just that you're sharing Jesus. You're sharing the sign that is your life with them. What is it that Jesus has brought you through? What is it that he's bringing you through? What kinds of miracles have you seen in your life that you need to pass on? We are, each and every one of us, a walking sign to the world around us that Jesus the Christ has indeed come. Jesus the Christ does indeed live. And Jesus the Christ will indeed come again. Share your sign with the world by sharing your story. Be blessed.